In this discussion, we'll dive into one of the most controversial ingredients responsible for weight gain, and surprisingly, it's not sugar. We are referring to monosodium glutamate, commonly known as MSG. While sugar has long been vilified for its role in contributing to obesity, MSG plays a significant, though often overlooked part. Despite its wide use in food, the effects of MSG on our bodies can be far more intricate than commonly perceived. What is MSG and why is it so prevalent? Monosodium glutamate, or MSG, is primarily used as a flavor enhancer. It is well known for intensifying the taste of food, making it more enjoyable. The scientific community agrees that MSG can significantly elevate the flavor profile of dishes, making them almost irresistible. MSG gives food that savory, umami-rich flavor, which is why it is often found in processed foods like snacks, instant noodles, canned soups, and even frozen dinners. Although the FDA has labeled MSG as generally recognized as safe, GRAS, the ingredient has raised considerable concerns, particularly around its long-term effects on health. The FDA and other agencies have cited studies claiming that MSG does not pose significant risks when consumed in moderation. Many of the reported symptoms of MSG sensitivity, such as headaches and dizziness, are considered anecdotal, lacking strong scientific evidence to confirm a direct link between MSG consumption and these symptoms. The hypothalamus connection, MSG and its role in weight gain. While MSG may be regarded as safe for human consumption in moderate quantities, studies conducted on animals, particularly mice, tell a more cautionary tale. One glaring question emerges. If MSG is considered harmless for humans, why is it frequently used in research to induce obesity in mice? When administered to mice, MSG wreaks havoc on a small but crucial part of their brain, the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is responsible for regulating several important bodily functions, including hunger and satiety. When damaged by MSG, it disrupts the body's natural ability to regulate energy use and hunger cues. This leads to overeating, storing excess fat, and developing metabolic conditions such as diabetes and fatty liver disease. In short, MSG damages the mechanisms in the hypothalamus that tell the body when it has had enough to eat, leading to unregulated calorie intake and excessive fat storage. Interestingly, it's not just the hypothalamus that is affected. MSG has also been found to impact fertility in these animal studies, signaling that its influence might go beyond just obesity. Given these alarming findings, it's worth questioning whether this same damage could occur in humans who consume high quantities of MSG. How much MSG are we really consuming? The average person consumes between 590 milligrams to 2,330 milligrams of MSG daily, with the possibility of consuming even more when dining out. Restaurants often use MSG liberally, especially in dishes known for their bold flavors. Some meals can contain upwards of 5,000 milligrams of MSG, especially when combined with other flavor enhancers. Additionally, MSG's effects are amplified when combined with carbohydrates, creating a synergy that makes food not only more flavorful, but potentially more fattening. The problem is compounded by the fact that many studies affirming MSG's safety are either funded by the food industry or conducted with its backing, leading to potential conflicts of interest. Independent third-party research on MSG is sparse, making it hard for consumers to make fully informed decisions. Is MSG found in nature, and how does it compare to industrial MSG? One of the primary arguments used to defend MSG is that it is naturally occurring in many foods. For example, glutamate, the base component of MSG, is found in whole foods like tomatoes, cheese, and seaweed. However, there is a critical difference between the glutamate found in natural foods and the MSG manufactured in industrial settings. In whole foods, glutamate is present in a bound form and is released slowly as the body digests the food. This process ensures that glutamate enters the bloodstream gradually. On the other hand, the MSG produced in factories is a highly concentrated free-form glutamate, which enters the bloodstream much more rapidly, up to 8 to 10 times faster than natural glutamate. This rapid influx of free glutamate can overstimulate certain parts of the brain, particularly the hypothalamus, and potentially lead to problems with appetite regulation and energy metabolism. Hidden MSG and food labeling loopholes. If you think you're avoiding MSG just because it's not listed on the label, think again. MSG can hide under various names and in many forms. If a food contains less than half a gram of MSG, manufacturers are not required to list it explicitly on the label. Additionally, ingredients like hydrolyzed vegetable protein, autolyzed yeast extract, and even natural flavorings can contain hidden MSG. This practice makes it challenging for consumers to determine just how much MSG they're actually ingesting, as the amounts listed on labels may only reflect the visible forms of MSG, not the hidden ones. Thus, the actual daily intake of MSG could be significantly higher than reported estimates. Foods high in MSG. MSG is prevalent in numerous processed foods, including instant noodles like ramen and cup noodles, flavored chips and popcorn, canned soups and bouillon cubes, processed meats such as hamburgers and deli meats, fast foods which often have hidden MSG, salad dressings, seasoning mixes and gravies, frozen dinners or TV dinners, appetizers in restaurants, flavored crackers, and even some canned vegetables. The list of foods containing MSG is extensive, meaning that avoiding this additive can be quite challenging, especially if you frequently consume processed or restaurant-prepared foods. The best way to minimize MSG intake is to opt for whole, unprocessed foods and carefully examine food labels for hidden sources of glutamate. While the link between MSG and obesity is concerning, the potential effects of MSG extend beyond just weight gain. Many people report experiencing sensitivity to MSG, often described as the Chinese restaurant syndrome. Symptoms can include headaches, dizziness, irritability, sleep disturbances, and even allergic reactions. Interestingly, some individuals who are sensitive to MSG may not experience these symptoms immediately after consumption. The effects of free glutamate on the body can manifest hours or even a day later, making it difficult to pinpoint MSG as the culprit. Given the widespread use of MSG in processed foods, some people may be dealing with chronic symptoms without realizing that MSG is a contributing factor. Additionally, certain protein products, such as protein bars, may contain free glutamate in the form of soy protein isolates or milk proteins. Even foods marketed as healthy can contain high levels of hidden glutamate, further complicating efforts to avoid it. The difference between natural and industrial MSG. One of the key distinctions that defenders of MSG often overlook is the difference between naturally occurring glutamate and its industrial counterpart. While it's true that glutamate is naturally found in foods like seaweed and tomatoes, the industrial version of MSG is produced using different sources such as corn, molasses, tapioca, and soy. This production process yields a much higher concentration of free glutamate compared to the small amounts naturally present in whole foods. For example, industrial MSG contains about 78.2% free glutamate, while the levels of free glutamate in natural foods are significantly lower. This higher concentration of free glutamate in industrial MSG is what makes it such a powerful flavor enhancer and potentially a contributor to health issues like obesity and metabolic dysfunction. MSG and addictive food behaviors. The rapid absorption of free glutamate from industrial MSG can lead to overstimulation of the brain's reward centers, similar to the effects of sugar and other highly palatable foods. This overstimulation can lead to addictive behaviors around food, causing individuals to crave more of the foods containing MSG, which can contribute to overeating and subsequent weight gain. Much like the case of high fructose corn syrup, MSG's industrial version differs substantially from its natural counterpart, leading to adverse effects when consumed in large quantities. It's not just the flavor-enhancing properties of MSG that make foods more enjoyable, but also its ability to stimulate the brain's reward system, driving a desire for more of these highly processed, calorie-dense foods. What can you do? If you're concerned about the potential effects of MSG on your health, one of the best strategies is to avoid processed foods and focus on whole, unprocessed options. Many of the foods that contain MSG are also high in refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, and artificial ingredients, making them poor choices for overall health. By eliminating or reducing your intake of MSG-laden foods, you may notice improvements in your health, particularly if you experience symptoms like headaches, dizziness, or difficulty losing weight. Conducting a personal experiment, such as avoiding MSG-containing foods for a few weeks, can provide insights into whether MSG is affecting your body negatively. In conclusion, while the FDA and other regulatory bodies may consider MSG safe when consumed in moderation, the evidence from animal studies, combined with anecdotal reports of sensitivity in humans, suggests that it's worth approaching MSG with caution. The long-term impact of MSG on the human body, particularly its role in obesity and metabolic dysfunction, remains a topic that warrants further investigation. If you're concerned about your health and want to reduce your risk of obesity, avoiding foods high in MSG may be a step in the right direction.